And there is just part of this capacity crowd here at Hillsborough, the Spine Cup factor capacity, and which rather makes the lie of the fact that gates are falling football generally in this country. There is the view of the newsstand part of it, something like 10,000 people sitting down with a completely uninterrupted view, and there'll be something like £26,000 receipts for this game here this afternoon at Hillsborough. And it's Manchester United then to kick off in this semi-final FA Cup tie here at Hillsborough against the present cup holders Spurs. The conditions are just as near perfect that you could possibly want for a game of this importance. And it's Blanchflower that sets White very nearly in possession right from the word go. That's the famous Spurs long kick. Hurd playing a little bit quick, obviously tension in this game. For me, always the most difficult of all football matches to play in. You have one foot in Wembley and the other one more or less on the car park outside. Hurd now trying an attempted low hard hit centre, but Henry cleverly getting himself out of trouble. To Mackay. White. A lovely hook pass to Smith. Oh, and there's Greaves trying a first-time effort there. Setters very nearly getting in a late tackle, but fortunately Greaves is all right. And Cantwell it was that got the ball clear there, but a little bit of pressure on the United defence in the first 2 or 3 minutes of this game. Spurs already beginning to play their inimitable style of mixing it up with long and short passing. Mackay now, the left half, is holding off. Hooks it hard across the goals. Oh, and there's very nearly an accident there, and it's Blanchflower with the first bona fide shot of the game for a goal kick to Manchester United. Gaskell's goal kick is a bad one. I don't know whether he appears to be limping just a fraction or not. I don't know whether it's my imagination, but Charlton getting himself out of trouble there very cleverly, and a glorious pass to Lawton to Hurd. Hurd going onto it. Gets a shot, and a very good save indeed by Brand. Well, if that's any measure of what we're going to have for the next 87 minutes, we're going to be in for a cracking game of football here this afternoon. And there's a foul by Lawton, a push in the back on Blanchflower. And I hope we're not going to see too much of that, or Mr. Langdale is in immediately and having a word there with Lawton. Smith, and this must be the first one. And there it is, the first goal to Spurs. Brilliantly executed by Greaves, the inside left of Spurs after just 4 minutes play. It's Spurs that go ahead by 1-0, and Greaves the scorer. United set to kick off now, 1 down. And their defence in the first 4 minutes has shown a certain amount of suspicion in their not quick anticipation of the moves by the Spurs forward line. That is the secret probably of the Spurs' success there. Quicksilver forwards who can alter the pace of the game very, very quickly under most difficult conditions. Comes through to Gaskell. Mackay beating Setters. Mackay now powering his way through the centre. On to White. White racing onto it. Checks. Hooks it hard across the goal, and there's Jones coming up, but Dunn just beats him to the head. Mackay in over the bar, and I think Mackay's got a terrific bang there as he went in on that ball. He's holding his leg, and it's very rarely that you see Mackay down holding his leg like that. Well, Mackay up on his feet again, as you all would expect such a tough character as Mackay. It's a pure accident. In fact, I'm sure that he said to Setters, well, not to worry. I caused the incident, you didn't. Goal kick to United. Quite a strong wind now blowing down the pitch in Spurs' favour. Medwin now to Greaves. Greaves just holding on, hoping that Setters will come. He hasn't, and it's Greaves there trying a shot. Gaskell palms it down, and Setters in, takes it right off the foot of Medwin. Greaves through again on his own. Can he get it in again? No, it is played off there very well indeed by Cantwell, but Cantwell's had to give away a corner. Very well taken corner there. White, oh, and a wonderful effort there. What a well executed corner there by the Spurs attack. Gaskell's goal kick for United. Hit against a strong wind, and Lance Flyer being caught in the tackle, and this time it's Lawton that's caught in the tackle, and it comes loose there after a bit of argy-bargy to Giles. Is he going to try a shot? He tries a shot, and a very good one too, and it's got Brown on his knees, but luckily for him, outside of the post for a goal kick to Spurs. And this is one of Spurs' few goal kicks in this first 21 minutes of the first half. Charlton just chopping it on as he hoped to find Lawton, and he does find Lawton, but it's a foul against Lawton for pushing in the back on Blanchflower. Free kick to Spurs, taken by Norman, and he's certainly using the wind to its fullest advantage, and done there. No, obviously no cohesion at all there between Gaskell and Dunn, because Gaskell was just waiting to collect it, and Dunn very nearly gave a stupid corner away. Mackay nodding it back to Norman. Well, it was over eventually. It looked suspiciously like it was over. The crowd roared for a handball decision there against Baker, but of course it wasn't. The ball played his arm and not the arm playing the ball. White now for Spurs. And a very, very good one indeed. Jones there, and it's in the net! A wonderful goal by Jones. White, a beautiful floated centre. Jones to meet it on the run. Back of the net. Manchester United trailing by 2-0 after 23 minutes play. And that really, I think, has put Spurs 1.5 feet, I would say now, back on Wembley turf for the second time in 2 years. Hurd putting it on to Charlton. Charlton got a bad bang there from Baker, but a beautiful pass by Charlton finds Lawton now for United. Lawton, a hard one across the goal. Baker gets his head to it, and it comes back again to Lawton. There. Oh, and he's waited much too long there. And it's Medwin, always doubling back as both wingmen do to help out in defence when they're under pressure. Bringing it up to Smith. Smith flicking it into the centre there for Jones, but Dunn cuts it off very well indeed. Setters nodding it down to his right half, Styles. On to Giles, his little inside right, who schemes very, very well, but is not scheming well enough to get the better of the Spurs defence so far. And it's Setters now, backing up his attack, moving on to it, putting it on to Charlton to Lawton. Lawton now across to Charlton. Oh, and Charlton just got it underneath him. A shade in too quickly, otherwise we might well have had this 2-goal lead of Spurs pegged back by Smith. Now, what can he do with this? He's only got one player between him, but he's got to check. He had no option, really. Smith now pushing it on to Mackay. Mackay trying a shot, on a wonderful shot by Mackay. No wonder he showed disappointment. What a great shot by Mackay. This man Mackay is certainly having a great first half here. White. The Ghost, as he's affectionately named by the Spurs players. Taking the corner for them. Norman trying to get up there. Mackay gets it in again, but it's Smith offside. Well, there's not much doubt about that. They're the only two inside the goal area. Everybody else is nearly on the edge of the penalty box. Tottenham Hotspurs then to kick off in the second half, leading very much more comfortably than the 2 goals that they are in the lead would have us believe. United have had a very poor first half. They had to contend with quite a strong wind for about 25 minutes, but it's been Spurs all the way along the line, and on this performance in the first half they are already booked for one of the dressing rooms at Wembley on May the 5th. Greaves, oh, much too slow there, and allows Styles to get possession of it, although Styles are getting through a lot of work. A lot of it is negative. because it's sheer strength and not a great deal of finesse. But it's Giles now, the inside right now, playing it outside right, finding Charlton. Charlton onto Lawton. Lawton going past. Blanchflower hooks it in there. Mackay coming to the rescue, and the Spurs defence in a bit of a panic there. Spurs actually have released their grip on the game. Dollies it back for Greaves. Greaves just floating it in there for Smith. Smith holding folks off, and there was pretty nearly a penalty there, but Smith dived a little bit too expertly, really, to get away with it. Comes to Quixel. But Manchester United moving back into the attack. And Charlton doing his level best to see if he can't do something about it. Tries a shot, and it's Norman getting to it. Hurd there, and it's in the net! It's Hurd! Well, all is not lost then for United. They've got 6 minutes now to pick back this other goal, and it's Hurd the scorer. Really from Charlton's wonderful effort in midfield. And that's how much Styles wants to get on with the game. He's torn after the ball, got it back again. Well, that puts United now right back in the picture. Spurs have been playing rather nonchalantly over the last quarter of an hour. But they've really now got to try and step up again where they left off. And this is always a very, very difficult thing to do. And all of a sudden we find out that we've got quite a lot of Manchester United supporters here, because they've been strangely quiet up until now. Dunn whacking it there, Mackay cutting it off. And White just holding off, floats it across, and there may well be the third one, and there it is! And it's Medwin, and that man White it is that's done it again. Two beautifully floated centres for goals, and on this occasion it's Medwin, the opposite winger, playing an outside left on this occasion, that puts Spurs, without any doubt at all, into the FA Cup final for the second year in succession. And this is rather like watching football abroad, with the cushions coming on to the playing area. One sees this quite often, of course, on the continent, but not in England. Obviously those Spurs supporters have been abroad watching the Spurs play. Kick delayed there for a moment. Just about 3 minutes to go. And there, United kicking off, 3-1 down. Just about 3 minutes, I would think, left for play. Norman coming out of that tackle with the ball, and it's Styles that went in with intent, I think, there to get the ball. Has come out with a bad ankle. And Greaves now just flicks it onto White, to Jones rather. Jones keeping it in play. To White. White back to Mackay. Spurs will just obviously play out time now. That's a corner kick. White's corner kick going in. Nodded out by Folks, but it's gone over the line for a throw in. And whilst I make it time up now, I think there's probably a minute and a half to be added on, or probably 2 minutes for injury time, as Mackay goes up to take yet another throw for Spurs. Mackay pushing it hard into the centre, and Setters hitting it away first time there, but onto the head of Henry. Although not a thrilling semi-final, it's been Spurs that have dominated this game throughout. They've always had that much class and that much more ability than the Manchester United side, and any second now we're going to get the final whistle. There's a foul against Smith on Cantwell. And Mr. Langdale looking at his watch, and there are Tottenham Hotspurs into the FA Cup final for the second year in succession. And well, they deserve to be there. They've been always the better side against United, and United have disappointed not only their fans but probably also their manager very much indeed by their very lethargic approach to this game this afternoon.